Hello everybody, today I'm going to be doing a tier list, but for the 2020 drivers. So here we go. So I'm going to go in numerical order, of course. Alright, for all these, I don't really have an opinion, but on Quinhouse, he just gets in the way a lot, so I guess I dislike him, Just creates lots of lap traffic. Now we go on to Kurt Busch, as he will be in my light category. I mean, he's running better than his equipment, in my opinion at least. Really stepped up that team, especially last year. I got to ask him a question once, and he got to answer it, so that was great. Now for Brad Keselowski, he's stolen a couple of wins this year. I mean, I don't really dislike him that much, but for the purposes of this video, between all the drivers, he's gonna go into that category. Just isn't my favorite driver. That's all, just meh. And you have Austin Dillon, and this might surprise some of you, but he is one of my least favorite drivers. And the reason why is that I feel like he hasn't done enough for RCR, and Reddick's come in this year and has done great so far. And then he has also stolen 2 wins, both the Coca-Cola 600 in 2017 and when he wrecked Aric Almirola for the win for the 2018 Daytona 500. So I've never really liked him that much. He's never deserved a win. Now we go on to Kevin Harvick. He will go into my dislike category. Only reason for that is that he just competes with my favorite drivers for wins a lot. I just wish that my drivers won some more races, because Harvick is just really good this year, along with Denny Hamlin. So next we have the 6 of Ryan Newman. He's going to go into the neutral category. I mean, his wreck at Daytona was horrific. I started liking him a bit more after that with his recovery process. He hasn't done enough for me to put him in the light category, Next we have Tyler Reddick. He's definitely going into the light category. He's been a very impressive rookie, in my opinion. My favorite of all of them, as he's been competing for top 10s and even a win at Homestead and at Talladega. So I've really enjoyed watching him race. Next we have Chase Elliott. He's also going to go in that category as well, as he's just a fun driver to watch, as he's been competing for wins this year, as he's also been in 2 rivalries this year with both Kyle Busch and Joey Logano. It'll be exciting to see what he does for the future. Next we have Aric Almirola. He's going to go into the... He's barely going to go into the neutral category. Recently, he would have been in the dislike category, but after these past few weeks, he goes into the neutral category. He could sometimes be fun to watch, but is a boring driver, I guess. Doesn't have too much personality, in my opinion. So that's why he goes in that category. Now, Denny Hamlin, although he wins a lot, he's actually a pretty fun driver to watch, so I'm going to put him in the light category. A couple years ago, he would have been in one of the elite's favorites when he wrecked Chase Elliott, but he has changed since then, in my opinion. He's become a better driver. So that's why he's in the light category, as it's fun to watch him, Now, you all know where Ryan Blaney is going. He is still one of my favorite drivers, so I have to put him there. He's fun to watch, especially at Talladega, and it looks like he just got himself in a rivalry with Kyle Busch, so hopefully that doesn't make anything get worse, you know. After that, we have Ty Dillon. I've never really liked the Dillon brothers, so I'm just gonna put him in the dislike category. He's not really that competitive either, so that's why I'm putting him there. Clint Bowyer now. He is going to go into the like category. And the reason why? He has a great personality. Probably the greatest personality in NASCAR. It is especially fun to watch him when he was in iRacing, and I can't wait until he joins the booth. Maybe he'll even be able to get a win this year. Now for the 15, I am going to make that Ross Chastain. So I will put Ross Chastain in the like category as he's an up-and-coming driver. He has had a couple rides in the 77 this year as well, and in the 6, and proves that he is somewhat competitive. He's just going to need more time in the Xfinity series. Next we have Chris Buescher. Last year he went into the light category because he was more of an underdog, but this year he hasn't really proved anything much at Roush Fenway Racing, as he's still a top 20 car, but not really top 15. I expected him to elevate that Roush equipment, but he didn't really do anything to do so. Next, we have Kyle Busch. He's in my dislike section. I mean, he is the most polarizing driver in NASCAR, and I'm glad that he's in the sport, but as a fan, I don't like him. I didn't like him when he got into that Chase Elliott incident, although I knew it was an accident, but you guys understand why I put him there. Next, we have Martin Truex Jr., and he's still one of my favorites. He has a great personality, in my opinion, and it's great to see a driver that I like actually win, as he hasn't been as good this year, but still. He won Martinsville under the lights, which was a great race to watch. He's still one of my favorites. Will always be until he retires. Next we have Erik Jones. He will also go into the like category because he's just a likable driver. I mean, he's been unlucky this season, but we will see what happens for the future. Next we have Matt DiBenedetto. Probably one of my favorite drivers out of the like category, as I'm just excited for when he gets his first win. He's a really fun driver to watch. It's a playoff contender, and we'll see what he does this season. Next we have Joey Logano, and my nickname for him is the Evil Emperor. Reason being, he gets into so many rivalries. He doesn't really own up to his mistakes that much, you know. But I thought it was funny when Chase Elliott made a mistake and took him out, and Denny Hamlin when he was like, short track racing, finally giving Logano his own medicine. Next we have William Byron. He will go into the light category, as I like his driving style, I guess, but hopefully he wins soon. I mean, he's won a couple on iRacing, but he needs to prove himself soon for Hendrick, you know. Next we have Corey LaJoie. He goes into the neutral category, mostly because of his feud with Denny Hamlin. It was so funny when he put him a lap down, but he would need to perform a little bit better to be in that light category. The next driver that we have is Michael McDowell. I'm going to put him in the dislike category. He's just sort of there. Isn't really competitive, although he has had 2 good runs this season. But overall, he's just gonna go there. Next we have Ryan Preece. He goes into the least favorite category. And the reason that he goes is because he's just not like competitive. Like, I haven't seen a glimpse of being really good, you know? I mean, in this season, he's had a point where he had -1 point. Yeah, he's going into my least favorite category. Next, we have John Hunter Nemechek. He is going into the neutral category for now. I mean, he's been a pretty impressive rookie. So, I mean, that's really good. But, I mean, there's other drivers I like more than him. So, that's why he goes into the neutral category. He's sort of on the verge of going into the light category. But we will see. Cole Custer, he is going to go into the neutral category as well. I mean, I haven't seen too much from him. I thought he was going to be better when he first entered the series, but I was dead wrong on that one. He's been a disappointment, but he will still go into the neutral category. Now we have Matt Kenseth. Sort of the same deal for him. I sort of expected him to do a little bit better. I mean, I'm surprised he got a top 10 in his first run, but he's just a mediocre driver in my opinion. Now we go on to Bubba Wallace, as he definitely goes into my like category, as I like how he's supporting Black Lives Matter, as that is a good cause for human rights, as he's just a likable driver as well. Now we have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He is a very aggressive driver, which is why I put him in neutral. But I mean, it could sometimes be fun to watch him. But he makes mistakes often, wrecks. But sometimes he can be competitive, sometimes he's not. So that's why he's in the neutral category. Jimmie Johnson. He has to go into the light category. I mean, it's its final season. I'm really hoping that he wins before he retires, you know? Next we have Alex Bowman. He's the only driver in Hendrick that I'm going to put in neutral. In my opinion, he doesn't have the biggest personality. He is a bit fun to watch, but overall he just goes into the neutral category. Next we have Christopher Bell. He will also go into the neutral category. Again, I expected him to have a better rookie season than he's having so far. Although he's had some top 10 runs, I hope that he's going to step it up soon. And Daniel Suarez is also going to go into the neutral category. In my opinion, he is actually doing better for Gaunt Brothers than I expected. You know? But he did underperform in the top rides like Joe Gibbs Racing and Stewart Haas Racing. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.